So what we're going to do is I'm going to make what's called a magic ring. Put the yarn across your hand like this and wrap it around your hand and cross it over like that. So the yarn is around the back of your hand. So you've got it crossed over. This is your tail end. Take your hook. Now I'm using a 5mm crochet hook for this. This is a 5mm. Put the hook under the tail end. This is the tail yarn. Put your hook under and just draw that yarn through. Take your fingers out and get your working yarn and just gently give it a little pull and it'll pull your hook in nice and close. And that's you got your little magic ring. And what you're going to do with it is when you pull the tail, it's going to pull that nice and tight. So once we've done the heart, we can pull the middle in nice and tight so you don't have a hole in it. You don't want a hole in your heart now, do you? When a lot of people do a chain of 4 and then they work inside the chain, but you're left with a hole in the middle. I don't want a hole in my heart. I want to be able to have it all nice and neat. So what we're going to do is I'm going to chain 4. So that one, so chain 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So yarn over and we're going to put 3 treble crochets into that center. That's 1, yarn over, that's 2, pull some more of my yarn out, yarn over, that's our 3rd one, and yarn over, that's number 4. So this is the bottom point of our heart. We've done a chain of 4 and then our 3 treble crochets. Now I've put some white paper down here to hopefully that you can see this red yarn a little bit easier. You're going to wrap your yarn twice around your hook, 1 and 2. So it looks like you've got 3 loops on your hook. In through the space and pull your yarn through. You're going to yarn over and pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the next 2 loops, and yarn over and pull through 2 loops. And we're going to do one more, 1 and 2, wrap it twice into the space, pull your yarn through, yarn over through 2 loops, yarn over through 2 loops, yarn over and through 2 loops. Now we want to make this nice rounded part of our heart. And what I'm going to do is we're going to do, wait till you hear this, in the UK this is called a triple treble. In the USA it's called a double treble. You're going to wrap your yarn round 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to go into the space and pull through. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over through the next 2 loops, and yarn over and through these last 2 loops. So as you can see, your little heart is getting wider like this. So if you're in the UK, this is called a double crochet, this next stitch. If you're in the USA, it's a single crochet stitch. So just go straight into the loop and pull through your yarn, yarn over and through those 2 stitches. We're going to do that again, in, pull through and through. And what that's done is it's made that nice and round like that. Don't worry about it looking a bit big. Once we pull this hole closed, it'll look, you'll see it, it'll develop. Don't worry. Now what we're going to do is that great big tall stitch again. So we're going to yarn over 3 times. So 1, 2 and 3. Into the space, pull your yarn through, yarn over, through 2 loops, yarn over, through 2 loops, yarn over, through 2 loops, yarn over and through your last 2 loops. Now we're going to do 2 just of the double trebles. That one's in the UK is a triple treble. In the USA it's a double treble. So what we're going to do now, we're going back to the double treble, the UK double treble. So yarn over twice, 1, 2, into your space, pull your yarn through 2 loops, and through 2 loops, and through your last 2 loops. Pull that round a little bit. One more double treble, through the 2 loops, through the 2 loops, and through those last 2 loops. So now what we're going to do is, there we are, we're going to put our 4 treble crochets into the space now. So just a yarn over, that's 1, 2 and 3, one more 4, so you can see what's happening. It's making that really nice defined heart shape. So into this one we're going to do one last double treble. So yarn over twice and into the space, through your 2 loops and through your 2 loops. Now that chain of 5 that we did at the beginning counts as this double treble. So what you're going to do is 1, 2, 3, 4, into the 5th stitch of that chain of 5, you're going to slip stitch and join your heart together. I'm going to cut my yarn and just feed it through that last stitch. Now we'll get a darning needle and we'll stitch that in. So what you've got is, you're going to say, oh my goodness, you've got a great big gaping hole in your heart, Alison. So what we're going to do is, this is the tail end of our magic ring, and we're just going to pull that in. Just pull it in nice and tight, and look at that. You get a perfect little heart shape. Just pull that in. And what you'll do with your darning needle is you'll stitch that in, and I'll show you some of the other hearts that I've made. I'm going to show you how to make these 3D puffy hearts. These ones are quite large. It's about, I would say it's about 4 inches, maybe about 5 inches that way. It's not too big and it's not too small. You can make 2 and stitch them together and pad it up. Put a little scent in there if you want as well. Or you can just make the tiny little one in the middle. If you make 2 of those size and stitch them together, they make beautiful keyring fobs as well. You can put a hanger on it to hang it, hang them in your car, hang them on the trees outside, make them all different colours. So I'll show you how to make these. They are really quick. So to make the heart that I did, I'm going to do a magic circle. Put the yarn over your hand. It's basically, we're making a wide slip knot. So you're going to put the yarn around a couple of your fingers and cross it over like this. That's your tail end. Take your hook I'm using a 5mm crochet hook. You use the size of hook that the yarn label tells you to use. So I'm going to put my hook under that yarn, that's the one that leads to the tail, and just pull my yarn through like this. Just pull it through. Take your fingers out and you're left with this big loop. Put your yarn over and do one stitch. Just pull it through and make one stitch. And I'm going to tighten up that loop a little bit. Don't need it quite so big. And that's you made a magic circle. I'm going to zoom in a bit. So we've got one stitch done, so I'm going to chain another 2. So it's chain 3 all together. That's a chain of 3. That counts as your first stitch. I'm going to put 3 more treble crochets into this loop. If you're in the USA or another country, that's a double crochet. 3 double crochets. I'm in the UK, so our terms are slightly different. So I'm going to put 3 treble crochets into this loop. So that's 1 and 2 and 3. We're going to do 2 double trebles. A UK term, it's a double treble, and if you're in the USA, this is a treble crochet. We're going to put 2 in. So for a double treble, wrap your yarn around your hook twice, so it looks like you've got 3 stitches. Put it through your loop and pull your yarn through. Put your yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Catch all of that loop and yarn over and through 2 loops. We'll do one more, another double treble. So through 2 loops, yarn over, through 2 loops, yarn over and through your next 2 loops. So I've done my 2 double trebles. Now we're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4, and I'm going to slip stitch into my ring. Just pull your hook through and bring it through that stitch. Don't worry about it, it'll go around your little magic ring. Now we're going to chain 4 again. 1, 2, 3, 4. So into the ring I'm going to put 2 double trebles. We're just working our way back down the heart. 2, and we're going to put 4 treble crochets into the ring. That's 1, 2, 3 and 4. So I'm going to pull my ring closed, just get the tail end and tighten that ring up. Well, tighten in like that. And you've got your little mini heart. Now into the top of that chain of 3. Make sure you don't go into the one that belongs to that stitch there. So into the top of your chain of 3, I'm going to do a slip stitch. And there we go. And you've got your first little mini heart. Now you can leave it like that, put a little string on it, and you can hang these in your trees outside and things as well. You can make them all different colours. But if you're handing them in for the NHS staff, you can put a little pin on the back of it as well and turn them into little brooches. There could be a little brooch if you put a pin in the back of it. But we're going to do one more round to make it a little bit larger if you were doing it for a gift. So what we're going to do now is we're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now follow that chain down because you have to go in to the hole that's right below that chain, not the one on this side, because that belongs to that stitch. There's a little hole right at the bottom of that chain, and you're going to put a treble crochet into there. So yarn over and go right through the bottom of the chain and pull your yarn through and do your treble crochet. So that's right into the bottom of the chain. So we're going to put 2 trebles. Now your stitch has gone a little strange here. Make sure you get the 2 loops of that. You're going to put 2 treble crochets into this stitch. That's 1 and 2 into the same stitch. You're going to put 2 into the next one. That's 1 and 2. And we're going to put 2 into the next one. So that's 2 treble crochets into those 3 stitches. Into the next stitch, you're going to put 1 treble crochet and 1 double treble crochet. So put your yarn over twice around your hook, looks like you've got 3 loops, and go into that same stitch as that treble crochet. Pull your yarn through, you've got 4 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and through the last 2 loops. If you're in America, this is a treble crochet. So into the next stitch, you're going to put 3 double trebles. So that's 1, 2, and 3. So into the top part here, right where the top of your chain is, you're going to put a treble crochet. So just push your hook right through the top of there and pull through. We're doing a treble crochet into the top of that chain of 4. So you're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and you're going to come right down into the middle of your heart, right down through the middle, and slip stitch into the middle, and it brings your heart down into that shape. You're going to chain 4, make sure that stitch is quite tight. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now what you're going to do is, that's your other chain, you're going to go into the top of the chain, not the next stitch, into the top of the chain, and you're going to do a treble crochet. Just go into the top of the chain there, that's it, in we go, and do a treble crochet. The next stitch we put our 3 double trebles. So now we're just going to work in reverse around this side of the heart. What we did going up, we're going to copy coming down. So into the next stitch, yarn over twice and put 3 double trebles. That's 1, 2 and 3. We're going to put 2 double trebles into the next stitch. That's 1 and 2. into the next stitch, 1 double treble and 1 treble crochet. So 1 double treble, if you're in the USA this is a treble crochet, and 1 normal treble into that one. If you're in the USA this is a double crochet. We're going to put 2 treble crochets into this one, 2 into this one, 1 treble and 1 double treble into that last stitch to finish your heart off. So it's 2 treble crochets, that's 1 and 2, 2 into the next stitch, 1 and 2. You should have 1 stitch left. You're going to put 1 treble crochet and 1 double treble. So the treble crochet first, and yarn over twice and put a double treble into that stitch. There we go. And that brings the bottom of your heart to the same height as this one. So we're going to slip stitch into the top of that, and that gives you your second little heart. Isn't that really, really pretty? Finished. So once you've finished your second heart, what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave an extra long, I've cut a longer piece of yarn so that I can sew my 2 hearts together. Just finish it off by pulling it through that last stitch. Might have cut off just a little bit too much, doesn't matter. This is a nice size if you're wanting to gift these. We'll put a little loop on it. They can hang it in their car. They can hang it in their car. They can attach it to their handbags or their purses, that kind of thing. You don't want them great big things. These are a really nice size. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my other heart that I made. Now I have stitched in the end, but I'm just going to tuck them in there like that. I'm going to put this one in. I've give that a little stitch in already, that end. We'll just tuck it in, it'll help with the stuffing. Put the 2 of them together, put both your hearts together like this, and we're going to just stitch around the edge. So I've got my darning needle. I might have made that a little bit too long. We'll see, I'll just take a little bit. I'll leave it because I don't want to have not enough, if you know what I mean. So what we're going to do is I've got the right side here and the right side here. We'll put the 2 points together and just stitch through it like this. Stitch through it. Don't over sew it. I'm going to stitch through so you get this nice little ridge edge on your heart. Just stitch through from the back to the front, and then from the front catch those 2 stitches and the 2 stitches off that one. So catch those 2 stitches and those 2 stitches on the hat on that side. Got the sun shining in the window, and go right through like that. Come back the other way, go under those 2 stitches and under those 2 stitches. So you should have corresponding stitches if your heart is both the same size. So now go under those 2 and pick up underneath the other 2 on the other side and stitch through. Now you'll notice I'm not over sewing it. It looks untidy when it's over sewed. I'm just coming through those stitches and through those 2, pull it through, go back through the next 2 like this, back through there, and come through the next two. Just go under the V stitch. You'll see the V's, and if you keep it lined up, it should match stitch for stitch, and through that one. So I'm going to do that all the way around my heart, down here and up around and to here, and I'm going to leave a space so that I can put my stuffing inside. So I'll get that done and I'll come back and show you what to do next. So just remember, you're picking up under those two stitches and under the V part of that stitch. So it's got a nice edge on it like this still. If you over sew it, it can look a little untidy. And go through the other two, just right through there. Don't pull it too tight. Through them. Down right around, I've sewn right around my heart. Marty's got his squeaky ball. Now, you know that we did quite large stitches there. If you've got a gap, then just stick a little stitch in it as you go around and it'll help to hold it closed. We're not going to put a lot of stuffing in here. So I've got my stuffing. We don't need a lot. Now, what you can do is you can put a little bit of essential oils on this, or even a little spray of perfume, and just pop it inside there, and it will make it a little bit scented. Don't put too much, and you don't want it gaping out of your stitches. Just pull some of that off. Now, I got this out of a pillow, a cushion. I got this out of a cushion, but you'll find this type of wadding in old cushions, your pillows, old pillows, and even your kids' old stuffed toys. If your kids have got an old stuffed toy, then you can pinch some of the wadding out of it. You only need a little bit. You don't need a whole great big load of it unless you've got a large heart made. I'll put some down into the bottom. I don't want it all poking out of my pretty little heart. And look at that, that's really pretty. So I'm going to finish sewing down here, and I'll weave it up into here and we'll make a loop. Get rid of that dust. So I'm just going to continue just picking up under those two stitches and come back the other way. Just do the odd extra stitch in just to hold it a little bit more secure. For it. So I'm at the bottom of my heart here. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put my wool through. I'll come out the odd place. I'm going to work up into the middle of my heart. I'm going to work back up. I'm going to put an extra stitch on that. Looked a little bit for the gap. So put your yarn through. Just come up and down a couple of the stitches. Just go down in there, over into the middle. Come out the middle like this. So you've got your lovely little puffy heart, your little 3D heart. I'm going to put a few stitches in here just to hold it. So I'm going to take my hook off, take my needle off, and what I'm going to show you, I'm going to show you how to do a chain. You can stitch in a piece of ribbon in here if you want. So I'm going to put my hook right through, just push it through your heart and pull the yarn through. Just wriggle it through like that. Bring it through your stitch, and we're going to crochet a chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just what you think might be long enough just to hang it up. can hang these in your window, hang them in the trees in your garden. They'll be fine in the trees even though they've got the wadding in. Fold that over, see if it's long enough. Just do it a bit longer if you need to. It's up to you. I'm going to push my hook through here again. Just push it through. Right through the middle. Just hook something. Anything that will hold that. Can't get it. There we go. Through there. Pull that through. And just bring it right through that stitch. And give it a little pull. Then you can always just put your needle back in, see if we can get, I might not have left it long enough. Get a few stitches. Just carefully hold it. And we'll get a few stitches just through there. Just to help hold it in place. Especially if you're going to hang it outside in the trees. It's a beautiful blue, this. There we go. Snip that off. And there you go. You've got your pretty heart. But you can make these, even just that smaller one. So please subscribe to my channel. Please just click on that subscribe button. If you click on the bell icon, then you'll be notified by YouTube when I put up another tutorial. Until the next time, happy crafting, and I'll see you all again soon. Goodbye.